Well, it's that time for the list that none of you asked for, but you are getting anyway. This is my top 10 games of 2023. I actually planned to post this video in December, but I just was lazy and didn't do it. But David Dole made a tweet about how he wanted to make a video about this, and that reminded me that I also wanted to make a video about this. So thank you to my big brother David Dole for the reminder. But let me just get to it because this was such an amazing year for nerds like me who love playing video games nonstop, and I had to talk about it. So this is subjective, obviously. So if you're like one of those weirdos who are mad that your game is not on my list, then get your own list. Okay, this is my list. These are the games that I enjoyed personally. The biggest thing missing that you'll probably notice is Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't finish it. I got to like Act 2. It was good but not enough to make my top 10. I just don't think it's necessarily my cup of tea. The battle system, in my opinion, was a little bit lacking. Or it's not lacking, I should say. It just didn't vibe well with me, but I didn't give it enough of a chance. So I will revisit that probably later on. But, in terms of like my phase for the year, it just didn't make it. So if you are offended by that, I'm really sorry, but you shouldn't be, because if I don't like it, that doesn't mean that you can't like it. But let me just shut the fuck up and get right to the top 10. So number 10, this is going to be an interesting one that a lot of people haven't really talked about, but it's actually the remake of Lords of the Fallen. This is by no means a perfect game, but I started playing it in December and I'm still playing it, and I am enjoying it for what it's worth. It's not perfect. It really struggled to run on PC at first when they released it, but they've been doing some updates. It's pretty stable on my computer with my build, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. They could have done more to balance some of the bosses and the areas. There should be more weapons variety. Like, it's not perfect, but I am addicted to these Souls-like games, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it. So I'm playing through that, and it just kind of snuck on to my top 10. Number 9 is Alan Wake 2. Gameplay wise, it was pretty fun. The puzzles were okay, but really, I think this was a hit because of the story. The story was incredible. The musical performance, something that I traditionally don't like, I loved it. Seeing Sam Lake at the Game Awards perform the song from the game, to me, was so cool. Usually, I would think that these things are terrible. I hate musicals in general, but for whatever reason, it stuck with me for this game. Both characters are really interesting, Alan Wake and Saga, and I'm really excited to play the third one. Hopefully they release that, because I want to know what happens. Okay, number 8, Octopath Traveler 2. This game is awesome. If you like JRPGs, then this is just a no-brainer. The battle system is really fun. The stories for each of the 8 individual characters is much better than the first game. The first game was incredible, but they really improved the story here. The soundtrack was incredible, as was the case with the first game. I will say that some of the stories in this one were just dog shit. If I'm remembering correctly, I played this in like March. The dancer story was completely idiotic. I hated that one, but all the other ones were incredible. The samurai, the apothecary. So I love this game. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just a great JRPG, and I feel like if you like JRPGs, then you're gonna love this game. I also really like the graphical style as well. Huge bonus. Yeah, love it. Okay, number 7 is Final Fantasy 16. This is actually my very first Final Fantasy game, believe it or not. I know a lot of people recently got into the series with like the remake. I have not yet played that. I plan on doing it soon. But yeah, I liked it. There were some moments where it kind of dragged and it was a little bit boring. I think that the side missions were shitty. It just kind of felt like fetch quests and busy work. But for the most part, the battles were so much fun. I think the combat was incredible. And some of these battle scenes, these boss battles, combined with the music, it just gets you pumped, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, number 6. I have a Post-it note attached to my selfie stick, so that's what I'm looking at. Number 6 is the Dead Space remake. And I played this in 2013, and it scared the shit out of me. Played it now. I guess I've built up a tolerance. Wasn't really scared, but the gameplay is still fun. Like they improved on all of the shittier elements, like the zero G moments. It was just a blast. I think they did a great job. They handled it nicely. Really great game. Yeah, I would like them to remake the second and third ones. I did not get to play those. In fact, what's really shitty is I bought Dead Space 2 on PC, but when I tried to play it on Steam after the second one, it wouldn't launch, and apparently it was just broken for a lot of people. So that's kind of shitty. I mean, I only paid like $10 for it or $5 for it. I can't remember. It's been a while. But yeah, I would like to replay the remade version. So I hope that there's more. Okay, number 5 is Spider-Man 2. It was just a banger. I mean, the first Spider-Man game was very good. Spider-Man Miles Morales, very, very good. And unsurprisingly, this one was also very good. I think that the way that they handled Venom was really cool. The story, again, incredible as hell. The gameplay is fun. The traversal is amazing. It's just more Spider-Man. Like, it was kind of a safe sequel. And I wish that it was longer, but for the most part, it was incredible. And if you liked the first games, and if you like Spider-Man, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Okay, number 4 is a game that is just kind of a sleeper hit of the year, Lies of P. I rarely replay games, but I played this game 4 times. I beat it 4 times. I made it to New Game Plus 5 and then stopped. That's how much I love this game. Did not expect it. Like, it was interesting to me because aesthetically it really looked like Bloodborne, but yeah, I just am shocked at how much I really liked this fucking game. It's these Souls games, I swear to God, like I got into them a couple of years ago after playing Demon Souls. And I've just, every single one I'm addicted to. And Lies of P is perhaps the most polished Souls-like game that I've played, at least. That isn't from FromSoft. I know that a lot of people think that the Neo series is probably like the best Souls-like, not from FromSoft. I haven't played those though, so I can't speak to that, although I want to. But this game is just so good. The bosses, the amount of weapons that you can have, the customization. I mean, you can change the handles to the weapons, so there's different move styles. You can change it so that way the weapon that you like will scale with your build. They did so much to just make this a blast to play through, and it was so fun. I played it 4 fucking times. Some of the bosses, are a little bit shitty. Like there's a Door Guardian one that's just like a tank when it comes to HP. But overall, incredible. The final boss just kicked my ass, but so much fun. What an incredible game. Now, this next one is crazy to me, because I would have never thought that this game would be on my top 10 list, let alone that I'd play it. But number 3 is Pikmin 4. I have played all three Pikmin games before this. There's 4 now, but I played all 3, and I have not completed a single one. I like them all, but the concept, while good, there was always just so much tedious bullshit with these games that turned me off. So I'd start playing it and then stop. Like with Pikmin 1, I thought it was such a cool concept. But the problem is you have like 30 in-game days to find 30 parts. And so if you don't find a part in one of those days, then basically your whole save file is fucked. And as a kid, that was really frustrating to me. I didn't have the strategy book and I couldn't figure it out. So I just kind of gave up. And when it came to Pikmin 2, tried it, just kind of stopped playing. Some of it got a little bit frustrating. And Pikmin 3, I think they improved a lot, but it still just wasn't my vibe. With Pikmin 4, they took everything that was tedious and annoying and made the other games overly difficult and improved upon it in so many ways. This game was damn near perfect. Like, I don't want to say it was perfect, but it was like maybe 9.5, 10 out of 10. I think the inclusion of the dog, Ochi, really made it so much better because it makes attacking the enemies a lot easier. You can kind of just like rush them and all your Pikmin jumps on it. There's these cave levels that are very puzzle oriented that I loved. I know those are on the other games too, or some of the other games. So much fun. The one complaint that I have is that they have these Dandori battles, which is where you basically will battle against a computer to, do a certain number of collecting in a period of time. I think those were really fun, but for no reason they like made you do it in split screen when I'm not going to be paying attention to what like the other character is doing, so let me just have my full screen, you fucking bastards. But like aside from that, the game was so good. And this is the first Pikmin game that I actually played and completed. So such a good game, just surprising to me. Because I was like, look, it looks good, but let's be honest, I'm gonna play it for like an hour or two and then stop. No, I played this when I was hooked from the beginning, so I would highly recommend it. Okay, number 2 is the Resident Evil 4 remake. I did not get to play Resident Evil 4 when it came out on GameCube because that was when I was in my evangelical fundamental phase. I was also a kid, so my parents wouldn't let me play it. So it was not good. So as an adult, I picked that shit up and I played the fuck out of it and I loved it. So damn good. The story, the gameplay, it's damn near perfect. Like I think this game is 10 out of 10. I have not yet played the DLC, but I do plan on picking that up as well. Just I mean, anyone who's played this says it's amazing. So they're right. So the hype is real. Buy into it. Okay, my number 1 game of the year. Top game of 2023, which is not going to be surprising to anyone who's heard me talk about video games, is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I am a Breath of the Wild dick rider, and I'm riding Tears of the Kingdom's dick even harder. This might literally be my favorite game of all time. Like, if not my favorite, like top 3, maybe top 5. But it was so good. It is not a perfect game. And there's things that they could do to improve it, right? I think that using the abilities from the characters would have been better if they mapped it to the controller and not you having to like run up to the character to like ask them to activate the power you want to use. Like you'll understand what I'm talking about if you play it. It's annoying. But having said that, though, the game is huge, and I put like 125 hours into the game before beating it, just like exploring it and doing random shit. And it is so much fun. It is what you want from a video game. Just exploration that, gets you lost and it's good. I mean, it's Tears of the Kingdom. Everybody loves it, and they're not wrong for it. Okay. So with that being said, 2023, probably one of the best years ever, if not the best year ever for gaming. Absolutely loved it. It seems like 2024 is going to slow down a little bit, although it depends on what Nintendo puts out, if the Switch 2 comes out. But here's what are the games that I'm most looking forward to. Now, none of the games coming out this year, at least that we know of, have me as hyped as the games that were coming out last year. That being said, I am looking forward to these. The most obvious one, I think, is the Final Fantasy VII Part 2 remake. I don't know what it's called. Retrograde? No, that might be the first one. I don't know what it's called. But you know what I mean. Final Fantasy VII Part 2. I have not played the first one, but after liking Final Fantasy 16, the next game that I plan to play after Lords of the Fallen is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the story. Although I do feel a little bit of FOMO and a little bit regret that I didn't play the original as a kid, but I got PlayStation pretty late in my childhood. So, I got like the norms, the ones that everyone's playing, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Spice Girls, Spice World, all the popular games. Didn't get to play Final Fantasy VII, unfortunately, but, I'm going to make up for that. Another game that I'm looking forward to is the new Prince of Persia. It's a side-scroller, and it looks really good. Looks like kind of a, not necessarily Ori and the Blind Forest, but, it's, what's the name of, oh, it's a Metroidvania, I guess you could say. And it looks really fucking cool, unexpectedly so. So I'll be on the lookout for that. Another one is Rise of the Ronin by Team Ninja. It kind of looks like a combo of Sekiro and Ghost of Tsushima, which I fuck with heavily. Both of those games are good. There's also Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm going to wait for the reviews, but it looks really intriguing. Of course, there's Hades 2. Yeah, the first one was incredible. I'm looking forward to that. Also, this one, I don't know if anybody even is anticipating this, but I'm really looking forward to EDF 6, Earth Defense Force 6. It's such a great co-op game that I always enjoy, so that's one. Another one is Paper Mario, and what's the subtitle? And the Thousand Year Door. It's a remake of the GameCube version. Never got to play it. Looking forward to that. And finally, I guess Luigi's Mansion 2. I did play that on the DS, but the graphics were obviously ass. So I'm looking forward to the HD remake. But yeah, hopefully there's going to be some bigger hits this year. But if not, that's cool. I've got a lot to catch up on. But anyways, that's my most anticipated games of 2024. Now you know my top 2023. So yeah, I just had to get that off of my chest. As a gamer, now I feel like all is right in the universe because I shared my opinion on video games on the internet. So yeah, thanks for listening.